Welcome, welcome. Come on in, make yourself at home. Grab a pen and notebook if you haven't already got one, because you will want to take lots of notes in this training. So in this video, I'm going to be talking to you all about how to market your services at the moment in this time. And I'm going to give you my top 5 ways, and they all happen to start with the letter C. So I think you'll agree at the moment things are a little bit different as to how we do business. I don't know about you, but I'm doing a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of Zoom webinars, and attending a lot of meetings online. And things have changed, and things might not ever be the same again in terms of how we do business. And we want to make sure that we keep up. We want to make sure that we are up to date with what's happening in business and what's happening with our own individual industries. And I'm really looking forward to sharing with you these 5 things that have made a really big difference in my business, and I can't wait to share them with you. So 5 C's, 5 ways to best market your services online at the moment. Let's dive straight into it. So number 1, the first way that I recommend that you market your services at the moment is by doing consistent content. So write that down, consistent content, number 1. So content, it's not just any content, but you need to make sure there's 3 main things that you've got to make sure with your content. The first one, you've got to make sure that it's original. So you don't want to just be reposting other people's posts. You don't want to just be putting up quotes. You don't want to just be saying, hey, this is cool, or so true, or I liked this. That stuff's good, and you want to do that stuff, but you want to be creating your own original content, right? Very important. People want to know your voice, your unique voice. And they want to know your tonality, your stories, your experience, your opinion. That's why people will follow you as opposed to just downloading information from the internet. They want to get to know you. They want to know your skills, your experience, your knowledge, your unique combination of personality and style and all of those things. So make sure that your content is original. Make sure it's relevant. So make sure that your content is targeted to your ideal client. And this is always the first step that I do with all of my clients, is help them to make sure that they have nailed their niche, that their niche is really tight. Because if you don't have a tight niche, you'll be competing with everyone. If you're a coach, for example, and you just call yourself a life coach, it is way too broad and general, and it will be very hard for you to be a master, be an expert in one thing. Now you might say, oh, but Kat, I've got so many different things I can help people with, and I totally get that. Just about every single person that I talk to about this has some element of not wanting to close down and miss out on certain clients. And I'm only speaking from what I've learned from some of the best teachers in the world, and from my own experience, is that when I tightened my niche, everything changed for me. And I've seen this happen over and over and over again with my clients. I've never ever met someone, actually, I've met one person who I've said, your niche is way too specific, but everyone else and the hundreds of people that I've talked to have had a niche that is way too broad. So make sure that your content is targeted to help your ideal client. And also you want to make sure that your content is consistent. So regular, going out. I recommend that you're posting great content. Now, if you don't have a lot of time, it's better to do quality than quantity. So don't just post for the sake of posting, chuck something up that's not that good, because you don't want to be known for that, right? Your reputation is really important. But if you stick to your ideal client, and if you stick to your brilliance, your genius zone, you'll be able to post so much content because you know it. You don't have to go research it. You don't have to look at what everyone else is saying. You've got experience in it. So stick with what you know and make sure that it's consistent. And with the type of content, if you're a service-based business owner, ideally you need to be getting on camera. I know it can be scary. It totally scared me for a long time, but it's just a must in your business, especially in the age that we're in and the times that we're in. We cannot afford to hide anymore. If you want your business to grow, if you want to get more paid clients, you need to be able to present yourself on video. Okay, number 2 is a client attraction funnel. A client attraction funnel. So what is a funnel? A funnel is basically a process that leads someone from not knowing you at all, a complete stranger, all the way through to being a paid client. There's a whole process, right? And so when someone first casts eyes on your business, you need to make sure you've got a funnel that leads them through the process. And we can do this in an automated way while also providing an exceptional customer experience. So you don't have to sacrifice your client experience because you're automating a lot of the steps. And this is what I teach in my accelerator program, is how to automate all of these steps so that you can start to remove yourself a little bit and have a bit more of that time freedom. And yes, it takes work initially to set up these funnels where, for example, you might set up a landing page and you offer them a great downloadable, so a free guide or a free cheat sheet or checklist or something of value that maybe takes your client from A to B. So your paid program is taking them from A to Z, but your free offer that goes into your funnel might take them from A to B. And so you set up that funnel, they opt in, they put their name and email in, and then you continue to nurture them, provide value, give them gifts, build trust, rapport, establish that connection with them, educate them, and then as they move through the funnel, some of them will become a paying client. And so if you think of it as an actual funnel, the people up the top, there's going to be lots and lots of people that get your free stuff. Like some of you show up every single Wednesday night and you watch my free Facebook Live, like you're in right now. And others of you get my emails and you open them up. You open some of them. And some of you will be on my email list for years and never become a paying client. And that's totally fine, because that's the point of the funnel. The people that I'm meant to work with, they go all the way through and become a paying client. And I've had people go all the way through and be paid clients for 8 years. And they become, we nurture them and you keep changing the goal, and they become like friends for life. But it all starts with the top end is really big, and if you don't have a funnel, you're really being left behind, especially because most of our marketing at the moment needs to be online, right? That's where everyone is. Social media activity has increased by 70% according to one statistic that I read. So there are so many eyeballs that have migrated online, and if you don't have a funnel to capture people, you're getting left behind. You're literally leaving money on the table, and people that you can help are being left behind as well. So that's the client attraction funnel. There's so much I could talk about in funnels. I actually ran a whole funnel weekend recently, and I recorded it and I chopped it up and I put it into a course. So if you're interested in that, just private message me. I haven't actually created it on a website yet. That's in the process of being done. But if you do want to know more about funnels, just get in contact. I love funnels. They have changed my business completely. And this is from a chick that was a personal trainer for 10 years in a gym that never sat behind a laptop and did all that techie stuff. But, it's possible. If I can do it, you can do it. So now funnels to me are one of my favorite things because they're a game changer. They give me so much freedom in my business. I can be in New Zealand, I can be in Port Stephens, I can be at Hunter Valley at a resort. Not at the moment, obviously, but usually I go away every quarter and the funnel keeps working. And it just consistently brings in leads all the time. I've constantly got people booking themselves into my calendar because of those funnels. Okay, number 3 is a crafted webinar. So it's not just any webinar. You don't want to just chuck together a webinar. You want to make sure it's crafted, and there's a whole specific way that you want to do a webinar. You want to make sure that you are giving really valuable content, but you're not over teaching. So you've got to make sure that you show people that this is a section of what you can help them with, but it's like I'll just show you one piece of the puzzle that you need, but there's the whole puzzle that you've got to figure out. Or I'll show you how to get from A to B, but my signature system, my program, my offer, that takes you from A to Z, all the way through from the problem to the solution. So definitely give them value. on that webinar, but make sure that you're really clear that if they want the support, the accountability, if they want to make sure that they get it done, if they want a community, like an online community, all these things that you can offer for people. You know, no one ever became a multimillionaire off just watching free webinars. You know, it's not until people invest that they really start to fulfill their full potential. When they start to pay, they pay attention. So webinars are so popular at the moment, and the people doing them well are absolutely smashing it. So if you can master the skill, I did my first webinar in 2016. It was one of the most scary things I'd ever done. I actually found it harder than running live events. I think just because of all that technological fear that I had. But if you're willing to step up and learn it, most of your competitors, they don't want to do it because it requires you to face rejection, face fear, face doubt, all of those things. All your stuff has to kind of come up so you can deal with it, and just you've got to keep taking action anyway. You've got to learn how to do it. You've got to put together a great presentation. Yes, it's not the easiest path, but it's your competitors that are taking the easy path, because that's the path of least resistance. That's, most people say, oh, it's too hard, I'm not going to do that. That's how you can separate yourself from the competition, and also that's how you can provide value for people to get to know, like, and trust you, right? People only buy if they feel like they know, like, and trust you, if they are educated on what they need, and if you've already provided some value. So that's number 3, crafted webinars. Number 4 is community online. Community online. So what I recommend for all of you who are leaders, who are business owners, who want to be business owners, is that you don't just hang around in other people's Facebook groups, but you have your own Facebook group. You have your own community. You might have community in other places. I know there's LinkedIn groups and there's other forums and things like that. Facebook groups are just one of the easiest ways to do it. And you're building your authority and your expertise. You're positioning yourself as a thought leader, as a subject matter expert. And it's also a way for you to find out what people are struggling with, what problems people have. You're gathering people around a common goal, common vision, common ways of thinking, common issues, and it just becomes a really supportive, beautiful space. And so, none of these things are easy to do, but the hard road gets easy, and the easy road gets hard. Right? If you just do all the easy things like posting organically all the time and expecting to get clients, that road is going to get very hard for you. But if you take the hard road, which is thinking, okay, I'm going to create a Facebook group, that means I have to step up. That means I have to be consistent with my content. That means I have to show up whether I feel like it or not. That commitment, when you do that, everything changes in your business. That's when things started to change for me, when I got committed to showing up consistently. And most of my clients now, I've got 29 clients at the moment. Most of those clients, they didn't sign up straight away. They consumed my content. They watched me over time. Only 3% of people are active buyers at any one time. So that means 97% of people who see what you post online, they're not ready to buy. Or 10%, they definitely have that desire. Only 3% are actively looking to part with their money right at that point. 7% are interested and know that they need to solve that problem. About 30%, they have the need. And the rest of them we don't want to sell to because they don't actually have the need. We only want to sell to people who have a need. But a lot of those people who are consuming your content and hanging it out in your Facebook group, they're not going to buy straight away. So it just takes time. It's a process. And when I've made my highest months, it's not because I've suddenly done this big, massive, completely different strategy, although I do get a lot of clients from things like webinars and live events when I can do those again, but mostly it's just showing up, being consistent, and eventually, you've sowed a lot of seeds, you've thrown out a lot of fishing rods, and eventually it comes in. It's the law of attraction. It's sowing and reaping. So that's the community online. And then number 5 is create Facebook ads. Create Facebook ads. So it really is getting to the point where online is so saturated. I'm sure you've noticed that at the moment. So 70% more people online and on social media. And so it's getting very competitive, right? So the price of Facebook ads has actually really declined. And according to the New York Times, they've actually declined by about 50%, the cost of Facebook ads. That was an article that was posted in April. According to some other studies I've looked at, they're the cheapest they've been in 6 years. I also heard recently of a guy, he used to invest $1,000 and would get about 40,000 views on a video. Now he'll invest half of that. He'll invest about $500 in Facebook ads and get about 80,000 video views. So that's about 4 times bigger. So Facebook ads are the cheapest that they've been in a long time, and it's only this unique opportunity that we've got at the moment because so many industries have removed themselves from Facebook advertising, like travel, like entertainment, hospitality, restaurants, all of that, so that it's eased the pressure on the algorithm. So if you invest in Facebook ads at the moment, you can build your email list, you can capture a whole lot of leads for a lot cheaper, and you can start marketing to them. But soon the restrictions are going to be lifted and things are going to change. So there is quite a unique small window that we have at the moment as things change back to more and more people coming back onto advertise. The prices are going to go up again. So creating Facebook ads, it doesn't have to be really long and fancy. Video views, a lot of people are watching videos all the way through now. They never used to. But what else are we going to do, right, during isolation? So those are my 5 suggested ways to market yourself at the moment. I'm just going to recap it. So number 1 is consistent content. Number 2, client attraction funnel. Number 3, crafted webinars. Number 4, community online, i.e. Facebook group. And number 5, create Facebook ads. I wanted them to all start with C. Yes, I did it. So has anyone got any questions? Hello, Trish. Good to see you. Hi, Sharon. Hey, Catherine. Catherine's here taking notes. Hey, John. Hey, Maria. Hi, Sandra. Sandra, I'm recording this. It'll stay on my group. Sharon bought Kat's Funnels course. It's awesome. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Nice. Okay, cool. So out of those 5, those of you who are on here live, I would love to know which one would you like to do? Which one would you like to do next? What's your action step from watching this? Because there's one thing to know the information and go, oh yeah, I know that, and another thing to actually commit to doing it. So I'm not going to chase you up, but I'd love it if you put in the comments which one of those 5 was your favorites. Was it the consistent content? Is that something that you haven't been doing much of? What I recommend with consistent content is actually to send out an email at least once a week with some value. So definitely once a week, you want to show up for your email list. I recommend that you show up on a Facebook Live video at least once a week as well, that you show up in your Facebook business page at least once a week, and on Instagram as well, and LinkedIn, depending where your ideal client hangs out. Some of you've been doing the content, but you know that you haven't been capturing people. So you haven't actually created a landing page with an opt-in so that you can actually get people's email addresses, those people that aren't ready to purchase straight away, but they they want to get to know you a bit more. They want to read more of your stuff. They want to watch more of your videos. So for some of you, client attraction funnel is the next step. For some of you, you're ready to do a webinar. You've been doing Facebook Lives maybe, or a lot of posting, and you need to get clients. You want to put your content together into a nice, maybe a 3-step system or 3 key points in your formula. and you're ready for a webinar, contact me if you are. I've got a whole webinar training as well. Those first 3 that I mentioned are the 3 that I do the most with my clients. For example, I do have a 12-week course where I help people with what type of content to do, and copywriting and the wording, and how to attract and engage and influence people and get the message right. So that's a module in the accelerator program. I've also got a module on how to do funnels, and a whole module on how to do a webinar that requires a lot of different steps. And I'm also running a free half-day event, which is coming up on the 23rd of May. So it doesn't matter whether you're in Sydney or not, because all of my live events have gone online. So it is at Sydney time, 10 a.m. till 2:30 p.m. on the 23rd of May. I'm going to be going through the best way to get people's attention, how to use the skill of attraction and engagement and authentic influence. I'm going to be talking about how to get laser-like clarity on your ideal client, so really tightening up your niche and how to package yourself to attract those clients. I'm going to be talking through the marketing techniques that are working right now and what to avoid wasting your time on. So I'm going to be diving deep into that. I'm going to be going through my proven signature 5-step formula on how to attract your ideal clients using proven methods, and also the costly mistakes that a lot of people are making to avoid when you're growing your business, and really how to get paid well, to do what you love, to turn up and offer your brilliance to your ideal clients, and to have more financial freedom and more time freedom, which is, I think, what most of us are really looking for. We want to help more people, we want to make more money, ultimately we want to make a difference, and we want to have our lifestyle and have that freedom. So it's a completely free half day. Don't worry, it's not a big sales pitch or anything like that. I literally want to help people as much as I can in this time, in these interesting times that we're in. So if you want to register for that, I'll just pop the link into the comments now. So there is the link. It's called Attract New Clients with Ease. So I'd love to see you on that, 10 a.m. on the 23rd of May. Just need to register if you want to join. But thank you so much for joining me live. So just looking in the comments. Great to hear, Trish, that you're moving in the right direction. Trish is currently creating a webinar based on her book. Amazing. Well done, Trish. That's fantastic. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I hope that's been helpful. If you're watching this as a replay, just give me a hashtag replay and let me know which of the 5 you're going to do. If there's any other way that I can support you, please reach out. Don't do business alone. It's way too hard. So take care, stay strong, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.